Good morning. Thanks everyone for gathering here today as we talk about the Global Engagement Studies Institute, the GESI program with our Global Learning Office at Northwestern. We are here today to talk with our Uganda team. Our Uganda program is our longest running partner within the GESI program, and we really value their insight and their work. This year and last year are some of our first years working on site with them during the summertime in recent years. And so we're really glad to rebuild our partnership. We're going to meet today to talk about the different aspects of GESI and how GESI is a Northwestern program. Students participate in a 2-month-long internship while abroad in Jinja, Uganda. And they stay in a homestay family and receive direct credit when they return. Students also participate and take an international studies class, International Studies 393 with Professor Otter Spivazan. And they participate in that during our pre-departure days that are set aside before students depart, and also some activities and assignments while abroad in their internship. We're going to hear from the site director, Margaret, Dan, and their wonderful new coworker. And we're going to discuss and hear what they have to say to us. And I thank everybody for listening in. If you all have any more questions, please feel free to email the GESI team, to email myself, Miranda Gooseby, at my email, or if you have any questions about financial aid, to please reach out and email the financial aid team. Our GESI deadline is coming up. It is February 1st. So we're very much looking forward to students applying. If you have any last minute questions or you feel like you need any help, the door is always open. So thank you again for meeting with us. And I will hand it over to Margaret.
Thank you, Miranda. We are so happy with the students and the GESI program. This is GESI Uganda program. And we've been hosting interns from Northwestern since 2007. That's quite a number. We have a big number hosted. And today we are going to give you an overview of what happens and what should you expect if you're coming for internships from Uganda. So this is a session for Northwestern students to learn more about Uganda internship and to present this. Great. The slides. If you're sure. Miranda, can you view the slides?
Yes. It's our main presentation right now.
So I've finished with that. So welcome to FSD Jinja, Uganda, East Africa. GESI collaborates with us on your internship, and when you come to on ground, you will be working with the FSD Jinja. FSD Jinja, in full, is Foundation for Sustainable Development. And thank you so much for joining this work. Give you everything about the topology and everything in Uganda. Look at the first lady who is smiling. Uganda is a very welcoming country, and we are very inclusive. When you come down here, you'll find so many people who will be welcoming you with a smile, and it is not fake. When they laugh, we are laughing. If we are not laughing, then we are not laughing. And Uganda is a green country. The second picture in the middle, you see that picture was taken from the rural area. Our roads, most of the roads in rural areas are not tarmacked, so they are made up of maram and mud. But on the sides, you can see the green. Wherever you set your eyes, it's green, and you see the sky. Then the last picture is a small shot on the River Nile. River Nile is the longest river in the world, but we are so proud to be having the source of that river. And that shot was taken from the source of the Nile. And even if it is the source and it's deep water, people still, use canoes and all sorts of transportation to fish, to travel, and also for tourists purposes. So where are we located? We are located in East Africa, and our office is right at the source of the River Nile. So we've put that map just to show you that if you come to Uganda, there is no way you are going to miss being on the River Nile, seeing the source of the Nile, and having it all. So our office address is there, PO Box 11722, Jinja, Uganda. And we are located on Kasigwa Road, Plot 2. And that is the telephone we are using. Okay, so about FSD Uganda, people who are going to receive you. We have a board of directors who are the owners of the organization, who set policy, who are responsible for accountability, who are the overall. Because for us, we are at the secretariat. The first gentleman, Patrick Kayemba, is our chairperson and has been the chairperson since 2018. His vice chairperson is Esther Chirumira, the lady next to him. Then in the middle there, we have Mr. Kachiga Raymond. He's a board member. And I'm proudly introducing to you Dr. Tapati Duta, who is a faculty staff and a professor at Fort Lewis College, Colorado. This lady was an intern on Uganda program some time back. And by that time, she was studying at Indiana University. And then she kept the linkages with Uganda. And because she has been working with us so long and understands the concept and the theory behind the program, she was able to be recommended to join the program as a director, board of director member. And then the last lady, Grace TNG, is our treasurer. So all the money you bring in here, those are the people responsible, and the head is Grace TNG. Now for the staff, Margaret, I'm the executive director. And then next to me is Dan Mugisa, is the program coordinator. When you come down here, you are going to interact with us much more than the board, though the board members are also going to be there. Yusuf Amoding is next, and we have our operations officer, operations and compliance officer, Rogers Mwesige. This man is so much office-based because he works on logistics and that kind of stuff. But when we have big numbers, we also involve him in the field work. So what is FSD Jinja Uganda? FSD Jinja Uganda is a non-profit, non-government organization in Uganda. It's engaged in global service learning to promote sustainable development grassroots communities. When you come to work to in Uganda, you must know that we are going to grassroots communities. We find people in their world where communities have the capacity to world, which means whether it is the global south, global north, that we should all have the capacity to direct resources towards sustainable outcomes. And our mission, FSD Jinja Uganda mission, is to empower communities with sustainable solutions while training future leaders in sustainable development. So when you come down here to do an internship with us, our focus is to make sure that the communities you work with get sustainable solutions. But as you do that, you learn how to do international development or development in the global context. So we brought that picture there. It's one of our interns' projects they worked on, which was about wash. You remember during COVID time, there was a lot of wash your hands and that kind of stuff. But the community where these students worked was not very rich. And we were like, communities should use the resources that they can, they can afford. So instead of buying expensive pipes, we had to improvise with the sticks. And as you see it, the ladies can do that by themselves. Our values are accountability, community participation, ownership and control, result-oriented integrity, and transparency. So when you come to work with us, we teach you how you can uphold these values as you empower communities for sustainable solutions. Let us talk about the programs that we offer, that GESI Uganda offers. Programs support the achievement of sustainable development results in a cross-cultural setting while producing positive outcomes for local communities. Just the program, it's a virtual internship program. Yeah, it's a work where the participant, that is intern, gains experience while working in a remote professional setting and is not physically located. Then the second program is the in-person internship. And here, the intern with in-person internship program is a work experience program where the participant, that is the intern, is present at the job location that is in Uganda. You travel and come to Uganda. So we brought those photos, the first two photos up about interns who came to Uganda to do the activity physically. And you can see Charlie is up there with the teachers, and the other one is Christine Gibson in a meeting with the host organization. They were at the host organization. And the two down about virtual internship. You can see the community collected around, a TV set, but actually they are talking to the intern, virtually. Same with the second picture. These are people with disabilities and busy working on a virtual program, a virtual project with an intern who was very far away in New York. So our program focus areas. So
excuse me. I don't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to add in for the video that this year we are in person only. So as our students do apply, just so y'all know, to note that we are in person only, and we've had really amazing virtual options in the past with working through COVID and working through different dynamics. And we're really happy to be on site with our Uganda team this year. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Miranda. So if you're planning to come to Uganda to do your intern, we have a program focus area, and these are development sectors to select from as course options. We have women empowerment and gender, health, information and communication technology, that is ICT, microfinance / micro enterprise, environment, community development, human rights, education and youth development, art, and here we focus mainly on pottery and graphic designs. We also have engineering, civil, solar energy, and those are the areas that we are focusing, the sectors that, especially in 2024. And we have two. Number one, the best partners in researching local issues and developing potential solutions and knowledge. you use community-based participatory approaches. The second one is community-based development. Here you engage with the community in bringing about beneficial change or added value to the community. It's all up to you to choose. All GESI chooses which type of internship that you guys can engage in when you come to Uganda. And my experience with GESI, I think 90% of the students have been doing community-based development. And at one time we had a fellowship program with GESI where we received community-based participatory research fellows. So chances are like, and actually it is going to be community-based development. So let us look at the preparation. If you're going to do this internship, what is the process?
We can't hear you.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, great, thank you. No, actually you sound I heard Dan, but I don't.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you as well. It's not as loud as it was, but
Can you hear me on this mic?
How about this one?
yes, very clear.
Okay, we were talking about the internship process. We start with preparations. Actually, most preparations for applications and all the information about you is done by GESI. So what we receive here is basic information about you. And then what we do is we match applicants to projects based on your skills, talent, interest. Because some people can apply to work in health. Sometimes they mention public health, or so we match your. Times we send these proposals ahead of time, maybe like kind of subject where you want to go. So the second stage is integration. This is the time when you travel up to Uganda. And once you are here, we start with orientation to give you what to expect, how to go about life in Uganda, the cross-cultural experience, how to manage it. This includes training and workshops. Then as far as the project is concerned, we help you and train you on how to conducting community assessment. We support you coming up with a project with what we call project design, building strong group dynamics and trust with the community so that together you can come up with a sustainable project. And in that way, you are learning how sustainable development in a global context is done. The third stage, once you were through with the assessing the community, is project implementation. At this stage, a clear work plan and a budget to guide the project implementation is done. it has to have monitoring and evaluation. So once it has been written, the next process is start implementing your type of the intern's departure. We make sure that the project fits the time that you are allocated. Then you have to report. There is reporting and evaluation, completing all program reporting and evaluations. And finally, then we finish with final presentation and transfer of responsibility. Here, you share experience and celebrate accomplishments before handing over the projects to the benefiting community, which are the host organization and the other people. So it's like you've done your job. The community is very happy with the outcomes and they can continue with what you have worked on, and you hand over and then you go back to the university to get your credits, because our training and workshops, there is no way you can fail to get, and you will enjoy the experience. So we have a picture there of one of our interns having a one-on-one interaction with the site team at the office. So when you come down here, we can meet you as a group, but we also have a one-on-one, exchange, experiences, sharing challenges and how to go about it. So other activities included in this program is community meetings, student tour their host organization, their community, people directly where they are, check-ins with host organizers. You are on track, you are able to finish the project with every team. So on one or in a group, depending on your preference, because we always take the preferences of the interns as our priority. We also have buddy chats. These are informal conversations, cultural exchange, and personal connection chats with young Ugandans of particular age, especially who are in school like you are. Very interesting kind of activity, but Uganda. And then we also have supplementary sessions, cultural workshops. And in these workshops, we get guest speakers and tour to places of scenic beauty or development-oriented movies to give insights into the cultural
It's going out just a little.
experience.
Hi, Miranda, can you hear me from this mic?
Yes, I do. I just, like the last bit of what Margaret just said went out like a little, like before you said experience. And
Do you hear me now?
And
now?
Yes.
Yeah. So we also have supplementary sessions and cultural workshops. In these workshops, we invite guest speakers. We can take tours to places of scenic beauty and development-oriented movies to give insights into the local culture and enhance students' cross-cultural experience. Okay. So access to supplementary resources here at FSD office, you can get resources and recommendations such as music, videos, books. This includes the Uganda language practice. You can see that intern there very busy with the community. And then there is ongoing support from the FSD team 24/7. Each participant is assigned a program coordinator to follow up, and sometimes it's your choice. You choose the coordinator that you want. And if the numbers are very big, we even get volunteers. We have so many volunteers to choose from for the project. Okay. Let us look at the organizations students work with, some projects that students have done in the past and will likely work on this summer 2024. So host organizations that FSD works with more than 40 community development organizations to host interns by working on their community needs and priorities. Now, interns, here we just beg you, when you are coming for this experience, you have to make sure that you have a blank sheet, because sometimes we find interns coming with ideas, what I'm going to do, I'm going to build a whole world in my community, but you might find that what you want to do, it's not suitable for the community. So that's why we say, come when you're prepared to work on the community needs stroke priorities. Now let us look at the some of the selected host organizations for 2024 and the possible projects. Projects are still coming in, but as of now, we have Busoga Trust. This Busoga Trust is implementing a program which is very interesting. Sometime back, they were talking about Wash, but he's calling it Wash Bet. This is a water and sanitation program, but they also include water engineering and social work. So if you're going to work with Busoga Trust, expect to work in water, sanitation, hygiene, bees, like beekeeping, adding value on bees. And this is something new. And also planting trees. Now, the bees and trees are actually to support the communities, get income, to support the sanitation, hygiene, and water projects that are initiated by this organization. So they make this project using bottom-up approaches. The second organization is Virungi Eco Initiative. This one is an environment organization and is by young people, very energetic. So it deals in environmental conservation that promotes knowledge, active stewardship, and advocates for eco-sustainable communities. So far, we've received 2 project proposals there. Transformational Environment Club Leadership for Greener Schools in Jinja. This is working with some schools or one of the schools to, to create greener schools, yeah? Those are clubs in the school. Then the second one is Plastic School. Here they are looking at reuse, recycle, and reduce plastic waste to save Lake Victoria. Lake Victoria is the largest lake in Africa, and Uganda has, I think, the largest part of Lake Victoria. But with the modernization, should I say, we've seen so many trash coming to Lake Victoria. So this group is trying to save Lake Victoria. So if you are interested, you can also come and be part of that campaign and have your project within that area. So we have Nakanyonyi Savings and Credit Cooperative Organization. This is a microfinance. It exists to offer excellent and affordable financial services to all members to alleviate poverty in community for sustainable development. The projects you might work on for the microfinance is create a website and social media platform for Nakanyonyi Sacco, train staff to maintain platforms for expanding the microfinance program. That's one. Then second one is increase awareness of internet banking and technology in the Nakanyonyi Sacco community. And the last project so far is improve living standards of economic productivity of youth through entrepreneurship, education, skills training, and support. Now, these are very interesting projects. I don't know, all of them are very interesting because they're looking at students from a university like Northwestern, yeah, helping local communities with the technology, things like internet banking, website, and social media. These are some of the new things that have come, to be part of life. But here, if you come down here, you will find that we still need some help to get where other people have, I think people from developed countries are. Yeah, another organization is Sustain Micro Enterprise. This is a women empowerment organization. Actually, we always abbreviate it as Sustain Me. It exists to transform the lives of vulnerable women and their families through inclusive finance, skills, and empowerment. Now they have 3 projects. 1, establishing a village bank to provide financial services to rural women. 2, project to reduce maternal and infant mortality in the Konko community through education, healthcare, economic empowerment, and community engagement. Konko is a village. Then last is equip vulnerable women with business and financial skills for improved household income. So if your interest is in women empowerment, there we go with the Sustain Micro Enterprise. Then St. Francis Healthcare Services. This is a health facility that provides equitable, inclusive, and affordable quality health care, economic empowerment, and social services to the community. It has about 5 projects that they have given us so far: fostering economic resilience among adolescent girls and young women living with HIV/AIDS in Wike district. Second one is improving menstrual hygiene of adolescent girls and young women using economically friendly means in Wike district. 3 is empower food insecure households of adolescent girls and young women in Wike district. Improving water and sanitation with emphasis on hand washing among children and adolescents living with HIV/AIDS. And also improving water and sanitation with emphasis on prevention of food and water contamination and washing among grandmother houses in Wike district. You can see these people's emphasis is so much on young women, adolescents, and then the grandmothers. Okay, then we have Kakira Outgrowers Rural Development Fund called. This is a community development organization where you can work. It improves the quality of life of community within a 50 radius of Kakira Sugar Limited. And when we talk of sugar, we are talking of cane sugar. So, limited household income and managing funding for projects to facilitate access to socioeconomic and infrastructure services. Possible projects using integrated approach to rural development. Number 1, create a village saving and lending association and integrate agriculture through irrigation for food production and security. The second project you can work on is produce animal feed through silage production and preservation using sugarcane cutoff and leaves. You know, as they make sugar at Kakira Sugar Works, there are these cutoffs, things which they don't need. So this organization wants to produce animal feed out of those neglected or cutoffs. So also they have a project on spring protection of springs, water springs, and installing solar water pumps. After that, they are like, after the springs and water pumps are installed, they want to showcase a modern farming garden using the water, the runoff water from the spring. They also have another project on psychosocial support to orphans and vulnerable children and their caregiver. So the final organization that has been selected, this is a school, John Hill Secondary School. This is youth and development. And for it exists for the transformation of self and community through education. So the possible projects you can do there is a biogas technology project to provide clean and renewable energy for cooking, heating, managing organic waste efficiently, and improving sanitation. Biogas. The second one is awareness and knowledge about energy saving stove technology within the school and the community. And then the third one is improving sanitation through the installation of biodigester at John Hill School. Lastly, food security and nutrition amongst students of John Hill Secondary School. So those are the organizations that we have selected so far, and these are the projects that they have where you can choose, but you can also suggest whatever you want. So for the past, we have so many past projects and experience since we told you we started in 2017. So what we've done, we've provided a link to our impact stories. You can go there at will and just read and watch videos. They're there in the interest of time. Can you do homestay?
Maybe to add on first slide, the next slide, the other side. Maybe to add on those organizations, those are just possible projects that you can do on each of those organizations. But once the intern come here, you do community assessment, you find out the problems that are affecting the community themselves. You might choose a project of food security and nutrition, and then you find out there's a problem, another problem, which is a serious problem at the school or organization, and then you create a possible solution with those organizations. It doesn't mean that those are the only projects that intern can work on or a participant can work on. There are so many projects or there are so many problems within the communities that you can find out yourself and then come up with a possible solution to those problems together with the community. So these are some of the things that you can expect in a homestay. One, expect a single sleeping room with a bed. Maybe about homestays. In Uganda, homestays differ. It doesn't mean that Danny's home is the same state of Yusufi's home or is the same state like Margaret's home. Every home has its own things. So, but these are just the basics that you can where the intern or participant expects in each and every home that you're going to sleep in. A single sleeping room with bed, appropriate lighting in room and space for intern to store his or her clothes, breakfast, lunch, and dinner through the entire program. Once you, on the very first day you land in Uganda, you expect to have your dinner or your lunch or breakfast till the day you leave Uganda. We expect to have a regular supply of boiled water, and this should boil at a maximum should boil for a maximum of 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Expect roundly services once a week, bi-weekly clean bed sheets, and expect to be assisted. The host mother or the host father or the host sister will assist the intern to study more about local culture, family, language, and engaging within the local communities. The safety norms. The intern has his own room. The intern should have his or own safe set of keys to the house, just in case. Ugandan houses or Ugandan homes, we have so many activities that we do and so many functions that sometimes we do. We encourage host families to treat this intern as part of the family. They don't treat him or her as a guest or as a stranger. The intern or the participant once comes to here, the host home treats him or her as a part of the family. That means that in turn they ask you whether you're free or you would like to join in an activity of the family. Let's say there is a function, a graduation ceremony, there is a burial, there is a visitation day at school. Since you become part of the family, they ask you either you can engage in but it's not a must that you have to engage in all the activities in the home. They just ask you on your free will. If you have free time, you can engage them. They don't treat you like a guest. They don't treat you like a stranger. You become part of the family once you're alive and integrate with the family. Violence in the household, excessive drinking, irresponsible behavior is not acceptable per our policies as FSD. We don't allow host families which drink excessively. Though for people who have their eligible ages to drink, they can drink, but you drink responsibly. We don't allow families, we don't allow anybody who is violent at our program. Strangers have no access to the room of the intern, and this is a law that every member of the family should know. Whether be it a kid, a guest, or it's just a rule that strangers have no access to the room of the intern. The intern should have his or her own privacy, his or her own set of keys, and do each and everything that he wants in his room. Nobody should enter into his room maybe once in a while, if housekeepers or if maybe house workers want to go and clean the room of the intern, they have to make sure that they ask the intern or the participant whether it's okay for them to go and do the cleaning, and maybe they leave the house. But no strangers have access to the room of the intern. The intern's room must strictly be intern's room. The intern is responsible for keeping the room tidy and in good order and to facilitate the process of regular cleaning. Though you are treated as part of the family, it doesn't mean that you also have to do whatever thing that you want or like to do. At least you have to, be in the line with the family's rules and regulations. At least be responsible. You should be the number one person responsible for your cleaning and making that your room is tidy. Don't wait for the domestic worker, or don't wait for the house helper to come and clean the room for you. You can clean the things for yourself.
Can you hear me? Miranda, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe something to add on to what Yusuf is sharing is to add on the instance of the host family stay on the program. One of the reasons why we encourage the host family stay is because it's one way that the students can get to fully immerse in the local culture of Uganda and learn how we live and how we stay and how we conduct our work, like in the family context. And then possibly the second thing why we encourage the host family stay is it is one way of ensuring the security of the students while they are in Uganda, because once you're here, you never know who is on your side and who is not on your side, and threats can be high. But settling within the host family context, the family gets to introduce you to the friends and the leaders of the community. That way, if anything ever happens to you, the leaders in the community can be able to identify whose son or whose daughter it is that has encountered a challenge, and that way they are quick. Even though your dad or your host sibling is not available, the community is quick to come to rescue or assist you. Yeah.
Generally, an intern should expect the family to provide him or her with a warm, welcoming, safe, friendly, and loving environment for him or her to do each and everything that has brought him to do here. Because as Ugandans, we are really welcoming and loving. Meals in Uganda are usually be eaten with the family. Though you have your private room for your privacy, it doesn't make sense to serve meals or supper or the lunch in the dinner and then at the dining hall, and then you go in your room. So we usually advise interns or participants to eat meals, either lunch, breakfast, with their family. This can help them to interconnect with the family. You can be having lunch, you can be having dinner, and you share your experiences with your family. You create that bond between you and your family members that you stay with. The family hopes the intern to learn the local language by speaking to you and encouraging you to speak in the local language. So it doesn't matter whether you are here for 4 weeks, for 8 weeks, for 12 weeks. It doesn't matter. We do encourage the family to help you speak in the local language, just so that you can negotiate with the community. You can bond with the border people. You can bond with the neighbors. You can bond with the community around you. It's so important to note simple basic Luganda greetings. You can greet them in Luganda and help you and them bond. Individual arrangements may be negotiated for lunch in case you, the intern or the participant, have some other programs to have lunch with your friends, maybe somewhere in the hotel, and you not make it to the family. It's better you call the family, maybe your host dad or your mom, and tell him or her that, this day I'm not coming for lunch. I'll not be around. I'm going to have lunch with my friends here. So please don't keep lunch for me. Maybe I'll come back at for dinner. And we always encourage communication. Communication is the key. It's so much more important during this program, because anything can happen if you don't communicate very well with your family, or with your host dad, with your sister, with your host mom. Who knows? That's why we always encourage communication. You communicate. If you're going to come late at night, you communicate. If you're going to have dinner outside with your friends, you communicate. If you're going somewhere, you communicate, so that they can be in the know of where you are. The intern is invited to participate in most of the family events, showers, racial, religious, and social. But like I told you, it's not a must that you have to participate in all of these events. In case you're not ready, or in case you don't want to go somewhere with the family, it's very fine. You can stay home if you have no work to do at the organization. But if there is an event at the family, in the family, and you would like to join in, it's okay. You can also join them. But you become part of the family, and you do each and everything the way they do it. Now, interns have the right to decline any food or activity of the family, for health, for religious. This is a cross-cutting culture. Something bad for me might be good for another person, and something. You have the right to decline any kind of food. Maybe they cook something that you don't eat, you don't like. You have the right to tell them that, you know what, I don't eat this thing. I prefer this much more than this one. I don't eat this. You have a one-on-one talk with your family to know the kind of food that you eat, the kind of health challenges that you have. Maybe for any reason you tell them that I don't eat this because of reason X. I don't eat this because of reason Y. But you have the right to decline any type of food that the family has prepared for you.
Yeah, can I add on the same point? Sometimes interns always develop a fear of opening up because they want to be polite to like their parents or the siblings, and they keep quiet on something that they dislike. So I encourage you to be open. I mean, if something doesn't really work for you, you be open and straight and tell in a polite way, and tell your host father or your host sibling or that actually this food doesn't work for me. Let me use an example of last year. Last year we received most of the Muslim students, and they openly say they don't like halal food without halal. Haram, yeah, something like that. Yeah, and it was plain, and it was, taken in by the family, and the family had to, adjust on the type of food that is given to these students. So it is very important that you be open and you be able to communicate as much as you can, so that you have a common understanding between yourself, your likes, and what the host family is trying to prepare for you or share with you.
Interns also have the right to discuss any and all questions the HSC have, to receive any guidance, advice, and found the solution to the problem. Don't keep the question. If you to share it with any FSC staff,
Hi y'all. I just want to say, Yusuf's mic is, I can't hear you as well. If you could just repeat what you said.
Can you now hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, great. I was saying that interns also have the right to discuss any and all situations with their FSD staff, to receive guidelines, receive advice, and make solution to the problem. You shouldn't keep problems to yourself just because you don't want to, offend someone or whatever. You should be open. Like Margaret said, you come open-minded to receive each and anything. Don't allow to be to just keep quiet with yourself. Just be open and share your problems so that we can come up with a solution to them. No money exchange. Yeah, by the way, the family also has the same right. It doesn't mean that they are okay, they are talking behind your backs or whatever, backbiting you. No, they also have the same right to discuss anything with the FSD. They can also tell us that, Margaret, Yusuf, your intern is this and this and this and this, so that we can come up with solutions to any problem between the family, FSD, and the intern. No money should exchange hands between family members and the interns. This is actually it's one of our policies. We don't allow money exchange because we know what money can bring. Money can bring Kavuyo.
What is Kavuyo?
Okay, that was Kavuyo. But the family head makes sure that everyone in the house knows these rules. With the kid, the boy, household, everyone who enters the house should know that no money should exchange hands between the intern and the participant. And if you come across, can you hear me, Miranda? Yeah, sure.
Yes.
If any family member asks you for any form of money, just tell them that you go to I don't have money. All my money that if you want money, go to FSD, and you shouldn't give them any single penny because it's not sustainable. How many times are you going to keep giving money to the family? It is not the same. So we don't allow it at all. Yeah.
So let me quickly go through the places you would expect to go for excursions, the ones that we recommend as FSD. One of the best excursion points is Busoko Falls. Miranda, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so Busoko Falls is a beautiful waterfall located about 19 kilometers from Jinja City. It is one of the major falls on the upper Victoria Nile. So Busoko Falls attracts visitors, especially on the weekends, who enjoy the scenery, the water massage, the tubing on the Nile, and the nature walk. This is a very beautiful place to visit because it has the Nile Rapids, as you can see at the image where I'm standing. It's beautiful to just stand over there and just watch the rapids and the sunsets, and it's really, really beautiful there. So, but there are activities that are done while we go there. And one of them is the water massage. As you can see, the students over there enjoying the water massage. So the water massage activity, you just sit under the waterfall and feel the pressure of the falls at your back and your shoulders. It is something really soothing and relaxing. And to me, actually, it does take away the stress sometimes, like from the hustles and bustles of the week. And it's really a beautiful moment. As you can see, the students here tried it at some point last year, and they never wanted to leave this point because it was really, really beautiful. These are the interns students from last year. But the other thing you can do is also doing tubing. Tubing is where you get to rent a tube and then float down the river. But then as you do the tubing, of course, you're given protection gears like the helmets, the life jackets, and yeah, and you also have a guide who takes you along the Nile Rapids down. It's a beautiful thing, and the level of safety is actually really high. The people, the guides who do the tubing are professionals. And it's fun, and all these kind of did the tubing activity. I just have the videos I wish I could share with you, but it's a fun activity also done along the at Busoko Falls. And then the last activity is second last activity is the scenic walk. The scenic walk is more of enjoying the nature, feasting your eyes to the beautiful scenic view of the Nile and the water rapids, and it's really beautiful, especially in the sunset when the sun is going down. There's a way that look is relaxing and calming in some way. But also there are also forests nearby where if you're tired of doing all these other activities, massaging and the tubing on the Nile and maybe some swimming, I can just take a nature walk to the forest nearby and maybe relax yourself there. Also, you can have a picnic and local lunch. You can, in case you want to have some food outside Ginger City or something, Busoko Falls is one of the places that would definitely recommend. Most people come and have their picnics there and they get to enjoy, but you also get to enjoy the fish, the food prepared at Busoko. But the most important thing is the tilapia fish that they prepare. It's actually, they fish it from the Nile when you're seeing it, and then they prepare it, and then you get to eat it there, and then it's something really incredibly beautiful. So Busoko Falls is an option excursion to help students get a mini break or relax from the normal work. We often take the students there on some big days, for example, like say like the 4th of July, and they don't have what to do in Ginger. We just like say, okay, let's go to Busoko Fall and have some great time there and see how we end the day. So the second point is the Maction Falls. For the Maction Falls is basically optional because it's a safari. So a trip to Maction Falls is a wonderful opportunity to witness the beauty and diversity of Uganda's wildlife and nature. Maction Falls is the most powerful waterfall where the Nile squeezes through a narrow gorge and plunges about 43 meters into the pool below. As you can see the image next to it, this is the water Action Falls waterfall. And believe me, it's a beautiful experience to just stand next to it, because as the water is plunging through the gorge, there's some splashes that spill over your body, and it's just really crazy and beautiful. So the falls are located in the Maction Falls National Park, where you get to see the different wildlife, including the elephants, lions, giraffes. So these are some of the things that you can do while you go on a safari to Maction Falls. One of them is the game drive. Here you get to explore the park by driving through the savanna woodland and forest habitats. You get to really spot the various animals I've been talking about, the giraffes, the lions, the leopards, the hyenas, the antelopes, and the warthogs. Yeah, and the best time to go on this drive is basically early in the morning. For us, since we are traveling from Jinja, we always tell the students who are going on the safari to leave early at 6, so that by the time they get to Maction Falls, it's about a 5 to 6 hour drive. By the time they get to the Maction Falls, at least they can get to do the evening game drive. Then the following day, they get to do the morning game drive. And that way they can get to see every animal in Maction Falls National Park. There's also hiking to the top of the falls. Yeah, you can hike on the boat landing to the top of the falls, where you can enjoy the panoramic views of the waterfalls. The hike is about 45 minutes, but then you also need like a guide to take you there and to accompany you, get lost, because top of the falls.
Dan, we're losing your sound. No, I don't hear you yet. Thank you all, by the way, for working with us with the sound and everything. I really do appreciate it.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you. Yay. It's all good. I understand. Oh, wait, can you speak again?
Me.
I hear when you say me. Hmm. Maybe the mic Margaret had?
How about now?
Yes. Yes. Very clear.
Yes. I need to just use the computer mic since these mics are playing games.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, so the last activity in Action Falls is the boat cruise. Here you get to take a boat cruise along the Nile River and you get to see a lot of wildlife in the water. And that is the crocodiles, the elephants, the buffaloes, and different species of birds, the hippos. I mean, talking about it here may not sound as nice, but I wish I could show you the pictures. It's really, it's really beautiful getting to see these animal species and birds. And yeah, the boat ride is about 45 minutes from the starting point. And then also you get to see the bottom of the falls, but you don't get closer because the water pressure of the Nile is a little heavy. So we reach a certain distance and then you see the bottom of the falls, which is really beautiful, and then get back. But the ride on the water is really good and relaxing. And by the time you're done with the boat cruise, you're like, I've had it all. I think I can go back home and relax and chill. Yeah, here we are. This was the group of students from last year. We were doing a safari and we're having a great time over there. Believe me, as you can see, Islam over there is trying to use the binoculars to see where the lions are closer. But it's a fun experience. Safaris are fun, though the distance is long. You get tired when you return back to Ginger. That is worth experience trying out. Yeah. So CP Falls. CP Falls is where we always go for a midterm retreat. Yeah. CP Falls is a scenic and adventurous experience for anyone who loves nature and water. CP Falls is a series of 3 waterfalls located on the slopes of Mount Elgon near the border of Kenya. It's about 25 kilometers away from Kenya, actually. It's that close. So the falls are surrounded by the green hills and coffee plantations. And then there are also local villages of the Sabini community. But you get to experience that as you're taking a nature walk to go and check out the 3 waterfalls. And so some of the activities that are done at CP, one of them is hiking. Yeah. Hiking, you can hike the 3 waterfalls, each with a different height and view. And the hike takes about 3 to 4 hours, depending on your physique, because and your ability, because sometimes you may not be this kind of hiker who goes to the very top of the falls, or you can be this kind of person who you reach a certain point, you want to relax, chill for about 20 minutes, and then continue taking off. So it depends. It varies depending on the hiker and the guide who is hiking on the top of the falls. You can also get to enjoy the views of the Karamoja Plains. And these are very beautiful to watch, especially in the evening sunsets. They are really, really beautiful. So another activity done at CP during the midterm retreat is abseiling. So you get to abseil down the main waterfall, which is about, it's actually 100 meters high. next to the waterfall. So if you're this kind of person who's not afraid of the heights, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, it's kind of an adrenaline rush, especially if you're on top of the mountain and then you're looking at the valley where you're going to be going. Yeah, it kind of scares a little, but it's an optional activity for the students. And oftentimes as FSD, we don't encourage it that much. But if the students opt to, or if you opt to do it, we often encourage you to sign a waiver and then go and do it. But also, the measures that are taken by the guides to ensure your safety while doing this activity is very high. So it's that safe. My brother here has ever done it. He can testify what happens while he's going down 100 meters next to a waterfall. Also, yeah, as you're going down, you actually really take good pictures of the waterfall. It's really beautiful because I've seen pictures taken by students while they're going down. They're really super amazing. Then the other activity you get to do is the coffee tour. Here you get to visit the coffee farms and learn how local people harvest and process the Arabica coffee, which is one of the finest coffee in the world. If you're a coffee taker like I am, Arabica is like the thing. It's like, yeah. And if you dare come to Uganda and give it a try, maybe you get someone who's a good barista who can make very good coffee, though we make it locally. Arabica is a thing. But here, you get to learn how it is planted, how it is harvested, how it is locally processed using the rudimentary means, and how you get it to the cup. Very special moment there. Yeah. So, yeah, CP is also known for the beautiful sunrise and sunset. Very beautiful sunrise. You can get to watch the sunrise. If you wake up early in the morning at around 6:30, you just maybe get a cup of coffee and stand outside your bundle where you're sleeping or accommodation, and then wait till 7. As soon as 7 o'clock, the sun comes up. And you know the fact that we are along the equator, so the sun rises at 7, sets at 7. So as soon as it's 7, well, that experience is worth everything. And then you see the sun setting its rays in the valley of the communities. It's a beautiful experience over there. But then there's also the sunset. There is a sunset point view where you get to stand, as you can see this image. I was standing at the sunset point view. You get to watch the beautiful, the sun go down. So relaxing. As you watch it, you're on top of the mountain and you're looking at the communities in the valley. It's so relaxing. It also actually helps you wind down your day in a more relaxed, chill mode. You all know what I'm saying. It's a beautiful feeling. So, yeah, and the other activities that are done during midterm retreat, I think will be explained once you guys get here. It's also an opportunity where we get to reflect upon the program, how things are moving for you, and how we can make a change or improve, or how evaluate whether the time spent so far we can get to implement the projects and get it done with the time left with the internship. Yeah. So the very last discussion area that every student always looking out for is Kampala. Kampala. Kampala is the capital city of Uganda, and Kampala is a vibrant and diverse experience for everyone who loves culture and urban life, you know. And it's the main economic, political, and the cultural hub of the country, with so much rich history and lively atmosphere. So some of the activities that you can get to do in Kampala are sightseeing. You can get to visit various landmarks and attractions that showcase the city's heritage and identity, such as the Uganda Museum, the Kasubi Tombs, the Baha'i Temple. All these are beautiful landmarks that have a storyline behind. The Uganda National Mosque, I think the second biggest mosque in Africa, if I'm not mistaken, the Gaddafi Mosque, and then the Independence Monument that demonstrates our politics here in Uganda, and the Parliament Building. So those are the main sightseeing attractions that make people want to visit. And then if you're this kind of person who is into shopping, yeah, you can get to explore the colorful and chaotic markets and the malls that offer a variety of goods and services, from the local crafts, the souvenirs, and to fashion and electronics. And some of the popular places to shop are downtown Kampala. I think my brother here can explain downtown Kampala. If you really want to experience Kampala in its true sense of being Kampala, go down to downtown Kampala, and then you will say, I have been to Kampala. I know what it means to be in Kampala downtown. That's where you find everyone trying to find their way to buy things, to do all those crazy things. That's where you find the biggest population of vendors trying to sell their products. And it's crazy there, and there's so many borders. I mean, if you're here, you can actually get to know, to get to experience that feel. If you're in downtown Kampala, you've been to Kampala, you can tell a story. And then there's Nakasero Market. Yeah, this is where you get to buy the local foods, yeah, from the gardens. And then we have the Garden City. These are malls. We have big shopping areas where you get to buy electronics and food hubs and all that. And also Acacia Mall. Acacia Mall is my favorite compared to Garden City. I don't know why, but I just love Acacia Mall. It's a beautiful place, shopping mall with nice eateries, and the ambience is super nice. And I just, whenever I'm in Kampala, I just love to relax from there sometimes. And then if you're this kind of person who's into entertainment while you're in Kampala, you can get to enjoy the vibrant nightlife and entertainment scene that caters to different tastes and preferences, you know, from live music to movie theaters. A lot of you guys would love to watch movies that have been released. I remember for me, while I was a student, I think it was 2019, when they released The Lion King 2, everyone wanted to go. And then there was also Black Panther. Is it 2018, 2019? Yeah. Everyone wanted to watch Black Panther and The Lion King, so kept on saying, Dan, we need to go to Kampala. We need to catch up this movie. And yeah, obviously, definitely, even you want to actually go there and enjoy this moment and get the movies in 3D. So there are also comedy clubs, casinos, but we discourage students from going to casinos. But you know, it can be stubborn sometimes. So some of the places to have fun also are the National Theatre. This is where most of the things about the culture of Uganda are demonstrated, and some arts and music and dance and drama. That's where they are demonstrated, the National Theatre. And then we also have the Indere Cultural Center. That's where, especially when it comes to cultural dances of Uganda, that's where most of the cultural dances are done, to just tell a story about where we've come from as Ugandans. We also have the comedy store if you just want to laugh and chill out from the stress that you've been having and maybe laugh it off. Comedy store is the place to be. And then you have the Kain Lounge if you just want to party, yeah? And then we have the Cinemax, which is at Acacia Mall if you just want to catch up with the movie theater. Then dining, so if you want to sample the diverse and delicious cuisine that reflects the city's multicultural and cosmopolitan character, from local dishes to the street food. Actually, I emphasize the street food because it's very common in the city, to the international and fusion restaurants. There are some places in Kampala where you can get to have all that. One of the places we always recommend is the Ethiopian Village, Cafe Java's, my favorite, and KFC. For that, you can relate because it's all over, it's international. But if you're this kind of person, food is all over the place in Kampala. There are so many eateries. It's just your choice. It's your choice. Yeah. And most of you always want to go to Kampala because of what Kampala has to offer. It is true, it has a lot to offer. I wouldn't deny that. But the fact that I'm not a Kampala person, so yeah. So that said, this marks the end of my presentation about the excursions that we always take you to have a great and quality time. I will hand over back to Margaret to end our presentation.
So Miranda, do you hear us?
Yeah. That was a wonderful presentation.
Miranda?
Yeah, yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we are hearing you. So we have come to the end of the overview of our program. At this point, we are inviting any question, a clarification, anything from that side.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you because I got to learn so much. And I got to see so much about the community and where students may visit. And yeah, y'all did an amazing job. Thank you so much for